friends, in this video we are going to learn about the neat questions that are asked from physics class 12 textbook part 1. So first, a long solenoid of 50 centimeter length having 100 turns carries a current 2.5 ampere. The magnetic field at the center of solenoid. So for the formula for magnetic field at the center of solenoid is given by B equal to mu naught Ni. B equal to mu naught Ni is applicable only for the center of the solenoid and not for the edges. For the edges, the formula becomes mu naught Ni by 2. Mu naught Ni by 2 is the formula. Okay, small ni by 2 is the formula for the magnetic field due to a long solenoid at the edges. At the center, just mu naught Ni, where N is the number of turns per unit length, not just number of turns, it's number of turns per unit length. So next question, moving on to the next question, the ratio of contributions made by the electric field and magnetic field components to the intensity of an electromagnetic wave. Again a direct NCERT statement. So in this, it's an indirect one from the example. Half of the intensity is provided by the electric field and half the provided by the magnetic field. You could also check out the proof in here. Epsilon naught ERMS square C is equal to half B square by mu naught C. So both are equal from the known quantities, hence the intensities are equal in quantity, so they both have 1:1 ratio. In a certain region of space with volume 0.2 meter cube, the electric potential is found to be 5 volt throughout. So there is uniform potential throughout. The potential is uniform throughout. The magnetic magnitude of electric field in this region is, so I would like to show you the electrostatic potential is constant throughout the volume of the conductor and has the same value on its surface. If the electrostatic potential is constant throughout, E equal to 0. Since E equal to 0 or both the cases vice versa is also possible, and there is also one more part. The magnitude of electric field is equal to dou V by dou L. So we usually represent it as dou V by dou L, where dou is represented as D, like this, not exactly D, it's expressed as dou V by dou L. Here dou stands for partial differentiation, where D stands for complete differentiation, that is whole differentiation. Dou stands for partial differentiation. So for, or consider it as differentiation itself. When the volume or when the potential is uniform throughout or constant throughout, differentiation of a constant is going to be 0, and that is the magnitude of electric field, and the electric field is 0 for this region. So next question, 104. A charged particle having drift velocity of 7.5 into 10 power minus 4 meter per second and an electric field of 3 into 10 power 10 minus 10 volt per meter has mobility. Mobility is the question. We know that mobility mu is equal to Vd by E. Supposing you got confused that whether electric field must be in the numerator or not, you could also use the units that are provided. So it clearly indicates that meter square. So both the meter must be in the numerator. So this particular value must be in the numerator and this must be in the denominator. Dividing these two, you will get the answer. An iron rod of susceptibility 599 is subjected to magnetizing field of 1200 ampere per meter. The permeability of the material of the rod. So permeability is the question. It is given that mu naught value is provided, magnetizing field value is provided, and susceptibility chi value is provided. In order to find mu equal to mu naught into mu r, relative permeability times mu naught is what we call it as Permeability of the material of the rod. I would also like to show you the formula mu equal to Vd by E from NCERT, page number 100. And even this formula is provided in the NCERT. Mu equal to mu naught mu r. Mu equal to mu naught mu r. Mu is the permeability required, mu naught provided, mu r unknown. We also know mu r equal to 1 plus chi, where chi is susceptibility. Mu equal to mu naught mu r, or mu r is equal to 1 plus chi. Mu naught is equal to 4 pi into 10 power minus 7 and into 1 plus chi, which is 599, so 600, and the value is going to be 2.4 pi into 10 power minus 4 Tesla meter per ampere. The next question: a spherical conductor of radius 10 centimeter has charge of 3.2 into 10 power minus 7 coulomb distributed uniformly. What is the magnitude of electric field? So this is the case where the electric field has to be measured due to a spherical conductor, but not inside it or not on the surface, but outside the surface. When the outside point is considered, the entire uniform distribution of the charge will be considered to be a point charge, which is at a distance of 15 centimeter, and the total value of charge Q is also given. So everybody, I hope everybody will be thorough with this formula. Electric field equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square. We know value of 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught as 9 into 10 power 9. Q value provided, R is 15 centimeter, but the SI unit is used in here, hence convert centimeter to meter. You will be able to reach the answer. Next question: a series LCR circuit is connected to an AC voltage source. When L is removed from the circuit, the phase difference between the current and voltage. So when L is removed, only two components are present, that is resistor and capacitor. With resistor and capacitor, cos phi is what we call it as power factor. Cos phi is power factor. We can also use tan phi equal to Xc minus XL by R, but here power factor is question, so power factor cos phi equal to R by Z. Cos phi equal to R by Z, writing, so R by Z is going to be a root R square plus XC square, and phi value is given to be pi by 3. Hence the power factor is going to be cos pi by 3. Pi by 3 is 60, cos 60 is 1 by 2. So squaring on both the sides, it's going to be 1 by 4 equal to R square by R square plus XC square. So solving this, you will get Xc square equal to 3R square. Xc square equal to 3R square. Similarly, you will also get if C is removed, the resistor and the inductor is involved in the circuit, again with a phase difference pi by 3. So you are going to get the same. XL square is also equal to 3R square. And finally, when both inductor and capacitor is joined in the circuit, cos phi is going to be R by Z for now. R square plus XL minus XC the whole square. XL minus XC this whole square. XL is going to be root 3R whole square. XC is equal to root 3R the whole square. Since both have the same value, XL minus XC is going to be 0, and cos phi is equal to R upon R, which is 1. And thank you.